Lipsticks and color analysis. We're diving into that topic in this video, plus a few others. As many of you know, I've been doing color analysis both in person and virtually for some time now. And I first started out for many years, I think it was about 6 to 7 years, where I purely focused on in-person color analysis. And that's what the recommendation is to be, if you're starting out in a color analysis career, to first get really a lot of experience in in-person color analysis before diving into the virtual space, because it's really that hands-on experience that prepares you for virtual. You can go to my Be Colorwise series on Instagram to see those details and why. And so when I first started doing in-person color analysis, I was nervous. Why was I nervous? Because it's kind of like me in the hairstyling world. I was nervous when I did my first haircut, but also in the color analysis space, you have to answer client questions on the fly, and some of the questions come out of left field, and ones perhaps weren't covered in training, and so you have to learn how to respond to some of these questions through experience. And there was a very common question asked in my early days of color analysis where at first I couldn't clue into what the answer could be, and so the question was, why, when I wore a lipstick color that's obviously in my color palette, did it appear off? And I used to say, before I knew or before I clued into what the answer was, that perhaps it was lighting, perhaps it wasn't a particular match or in harmony with the color palette of your reference. So hard to say what was going on. But then a light bulb went off in my head one day where I realized that in many cases, the people asking that question had been coloring their hair for a long time in a hair color that did not align with their color palette or did not align with what their natural hair color ever was. So a great example, let me use an extreme example. Let's say somebody was given a deep palette result. Their natural hair color was very dark, but they had been coloring their hair blonde for many years. If you throw on a deep palette lipstick, this is in harmony with the deep palette reference. If you throw on a deep palette lipstick and your hair is blonde, of course it's going to look off. All I'm saying here is about color analysis checks, it looking off by color analysis checks and harmony checks and what have you. And so really that's the answer. If you receive a color analysis result and feel that the references, like the red-pink ranges for lipstick colors, are off for you, my question to ask you would be, what is your hair color at the time of you making the decision that this was off? Was it out of harmony with your natural hair color? I recently heard from somebody given a deep winter result who had been coloring her hair lighter for many years. Well, I don't know if it's many years, but she felt the lighter hair color suited her better. The word suit is subjective as well. Suit and color analysis checks are two different things in some cases. If she's watching this, I would say, what is your hair color at the time of you making that decision? I will also say that if somebody thinks that their natural hair color range has never been best post-puberty, that's probably also not a fit for having a color analysis done, because that's an underlying assumption that your natural hair color post-puberty will always pass color analysis checks, particularly around the age of 17 to 20. Really cool if you don't agree with that statement, but that's inconsistent with color analysis, and perhaps you're doing a different procedure.
Brian, what's up today? You aren't in black.
Well, because of you, I know black's not my best.
A short while ago, I did a video where I color analyzed my personal trainer, Ryan, from Genuine Fitness in Stratford, Ontario. We currently still do personal training, but we do it virtually, which is fantastic. It works out really well. And here is Ryan, and I'm gonna tag his color analysis video below. But Ryan is a true summer, and we talk a lot during our sessions about his color analysis results and how he's just loving wearing his colors. He gets so many compliments. And why I'm going back here in terms of re-talking about Ryan's analysis is because so many people receive true summer results and are surprised because of their surface coloring. So Ryan here has a bit of a tan on his surface coloring, but his undertone is cool. So surface coloring and underlying quality of coloring are two different things. And so here's a look at Ryan. Here's a look at Ryan with a warm color on him versus a cool color. And on the warm side, it's heavy at the jawline. His skin goes quite patchy, uneven. He looks a bit unhealthy. And over here, there's vibrancy brought onto his coloring. His eyes are powerful. There's lift to the jawline, even though there's some disconnect with the surface coloring. Color analysis is about lining colors with your underlying quality of coloring. That's how color theory works. When things are aligned to your underlying quality of coloring, that's when smooth skin occurs, vibrancy to eyes, lift to jawline, and harmony occurs. Here's a look at him in a beautiful color in the True Summer family that I just think looks fantastic on him. You've been given a True Summer result and are struggling between the difference of surface color and underlying quality of coloring. I recommend you go back to Ryan's video below, and plus many of my videos. I'm a true summer, so I've covered that with myself as the subject. Ryan and I also joke a lot these days because we share a lot. We've become really good friends, frankly. And he and I have been joking a lot about how his coloring reminds us too of Justin Bieber's. This is not sponsored in any way, but if you're looking for a personal trainer, I highly recommend Ryan, and I'll tag his Instagram account below. I hope you found this video helpful. Yay to sparkling!